I would note on this that on the bill they put together, that they want a real dramatic change, which is they feel that instead of elections being run at the state level, they should really be managed and run at the federal level. And recognize the founders didn't have that vision in mind. They didn't want an autocrat to be able to pull a lever in one place and change all the election laws. Instead, they spread that out over 50 states, I think in part to keep autocracy from finding its root here in this country. So
in Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, Nevada, and Arizona, at least, Republicans filed fake documents claiming that those states had actually picked Trump electors who were going to cast the state's electoral college votes for Trump.
Last year, we had a rigged election, and the proof is all over the place. They always talk about the big lie. They're the big lie.
There is a reason Trump was in Arizona, to push the legislature to disenfranchise the state's voters based on all of his deranged election lies.
Hopefully, the Attorney General and your state legislatures will be smart and fair and decisive and let the world know what the hell happened in Arizona.
Steve Bannon says this is part of a nationwide effort to hurt Biden going into the midterms.
Decertify Biden electors in Arizona, in Wisconsin, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, in the great state of Georgia. Those 4 states, we are going to decertify all those electors.
Of course, there is no way in the Constitution to actually do that.
In the last few days here, thanks to reporting from Nicholas Wu at Politico.com and thanks to public records requests filed by the watchdog group American Oversight, we have been able to obtain and show you all 5 of those forged documents from Republicans in those 5 states. Crucially, what we've noticed is that this doesn't seem to have been an instance in which 5 disparate groups of people in 5 different states all had the same forgery idea coincidentally at the same time, and they just independently all happened to do the same thing. If you actually look at the false documents that these 5 states, or that Republicans in these 5 states sent into Congress and sent into the National Archives, the documents match each other exactly. Same font, same spacing, same exact wording. Because of that, I mean, maybe it all proved to be a coincidence, but it does appear to have been a coordinated effort. At the very least, it appears that somebody distributed a template to Republicans in these 5 states and potentially beyond, telling them that this is how they should create these forged documents.
And of course, this is not just about 2020 or 2022. Trump the day before delivered a message to a county Republican party in Pennsylvania. Pay attention to this part.
We have to be a lot sharper the next time when it comes to counting the vote. There's a famous statement, sometimes the vote counter is more important than the candidate, and we can't let that ever happen again. They have to get tougher and smarter.
Well, the whole reason we're on to any of this is because it appears that this is something that the January 6th investigation is looking into.
Democrats are very focused right now on Capitol Hill about beating back Republican efforts at the state level that make it tougher to vote. And while it's true many of those efforts are predicated on Trump's big lie, the focus of the seditious conspiracy we all witnessed was more focused on the counting, not the casting of the votes.
We can work together, and I think it's important to reform the Electoral Count Act to do so.
Because when Trump says, quote, we have to be a lot sharper the next time when it comes to counting the vote, unquote, it's pretty clear he means stop counting the votes when he's up, and when Democrats are on the lead, vote counters need to find votes for him, as he instructed Georgia Republican Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to do.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, that you've recalculated.